Hello guys, welcome back to Origins computer classes. How are you? Hope you are doing well. आप लोगों का प्रोग्रामिंग जर्नी अब तक कैसा रहा? How wasn't it amazing? Right? So आज आप लोगों के लिए I have brought an amazing topic, switch case statements. Right? So why is it amazing? Actually amazing in the sense because you people face a lot of confusions in this topic. Where to actually use the switch and what cases, how to use it. A lot of confusions regarding this topic, right? But I can guarantee after watching this lecture, you won't suffer any problem in any of the questions related to these switch case statements. Okay? Just आपको समझना है कि where do I need to apply the condition, and that condition comes under the switch, and then the cases. So actually from the name we get the concept, the switch and then the case. Okay, this is how it goes. The switch means, what do we mean by switch? Actually switch means change. मतलब घर का जो हम switch यूज करते हैं उसमें भी like we either turn off or turn on an appliance. So switch means actually change from one form to another. Alright? So switch means आज से याद रखना, switch is change. Right? Change from one form to another. Change. Just here फिर मान लीजिए switch means change. Okay? So like I want to switch to a new model. Right, in case of mobile phones and all, and then the cases comes. So when I am switching from one device to another, then there can be cases, either it is good, bad, or what, right, whatever can it be. So switch means I am changing, and case means I am just predetermining how that change we are going to accept. What can be the cases in those changes, what are the problems which we can face. Okay, those are the cases. So this was the like mota language में अगर मैं switch case को, so this is the concept. So now if I come to our programming languages like Java, C++, जहाँ पर हम लोग switch case को use करते हैं. So switch means inside switch there will be the variable where we want to make the change, right? Inside switch there will be the variable where we want to make the change, right? So in Java or C, in both the languages the syntax is same for switch case, Java, C or C++, whatever you take. So say I am just taking a small example. It's a problem later. Like say you say suppose, just a small example, say suppose there is a power key in the remote, pressing which will turn on the TV, and pressing which again will turn off the TV, right? So like just मतलब syntax के लिए अगर मैं बात करूँ, say suppose int, say I am taking pk stands for the power key. Okay, now so where am I making the change? In this power key, so this is where I am going to make the change. This is where actually the switching, I am switching. So switching from on condition and to off condition, and again from off condition to on condition, right? तो switching मैं एक जगह से एक जगह, मतलब I am just changing from one form to another form. Getting my point? तो switch, inside switch, so I am just accepting the value from user. Say suppose, so I am just writing here as input. Okay, I am just writing here as input. So in case of Java it will be sc.nextInt. I mean you need to define the scanner class, and then say suppose the object is sc. So these are the layman concept. Just watch my lecture on Java. Java basic concepts, and in C it will be like scanf, then the format specifier, and then PK. Fine. So these are it depends upon the programming language that you are using. So PK, I am taking an input in PK, and so इसमें से suppose if user is giving, say I want to say कि PK अगर 0 होगा तो TV will be off, and if PK that means power key is 1, so then TV will be on, right, or on. So 0 for off, 1 for on. Okay, so that means, so where am I making the change? So PK is changing from 0 to 1 and again from 1 to 0. So switch, I am switching PK. Okay, I am altering PK. Alright, so switch PK. So what happens is this switch S is small. Okay, it accepts the values of the variable. Inside switch, the values of the variable which I am switching, it will come here. So we need to assume, we need to know, predetermine certain values. What can it be? Here say suppose we know that it can be 0 and 1. So say suppose, so if PK is 0, say agar if I used to have an if else condition, I would have written if PK equal to 0. So in case of switch, what am I going to write? So case, okay, case in small actually, case 0. This 0, I mean it is not by ordering 0, it is the value of the PK variable. इसी में हम लोग confused हो जाते हैं कि these cases we write, it is just the order of the value of the variable. So just remember, this case is actually, case is the case of this variable where am I making the switch. So case will contain possible values of PK. Getting my point? So here it is like, because I am transferring from 0 to 1, that is why case 0. So case 0, and then I can print in case of case 0, say suppose this is off, print off. Okay, and another case is case 1, that is, I mean PK, value of PK can be 1 also, right? So print on if it is 1. Okay, and otherwise if there are no other values, if there, I mean if user gives some other value other than 0 and 1, in such a case we have a default case that we write it as default, and in that case print, say suppose I am writing it is invalid, the input given is invalid, that is not possible. अब आप ये मत बोल देना कि लाइक भाई ये आपने कैसे बोल दे कि अदर देन ऑन एंड ऑफ डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू है, हम लोग चैनल भी तो चेंज करेंगे एंड ऑल. आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू एन एग्जांपल विद फॉर द ऑन ऑफ कंडीशन, for changing channels and all, for other things, those are the separate codes that are written, but this is just an example. Now this code actually won't execute properly. I mean it is syntactically correct, there is no problem in that, it is syntactically correct, but the problem that will occur is actually if say now user gives PK as 0, right? So PK value turns out to be 0 here. Now 0 actually matches with this case 0, so it will, in the output it will print off. Fine, no problem. But if I talk about Java or C, it executes the code line by line, and if I don't stop at any point in, say suppose, if this is line number 1, line number 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7 and 8. Fine. So if I write a normal code in Java or C or C++, so if 1 is executed, first say line number 1 is executed, then line number 2 will also be executed, then line number 3 will also be executed. So in similarly, if case 0 has been executed, then case 0 executed, print statement has also been done. And see, there is no condition here, right? There is nothing stopping the compiler from going from case 0 to case 1. Because see, case 0 says 0 matched with 0, fine. This has been printed. तो अब मुझे अगला लाइन because I am executing line by line. Say this is a copy, I am reading line by line, तो मैं अगला line भी execute कर दूंगा. So it will also execute case 1 and then in output it will print on also. And also it will execute the default condition and also it will execute invalid. But was it our desired output? No, actually not, because if pk value is 0, value of pk is 0, then our desired output was it should only print off, right? It should only print off. अगर सारा वैल्यूज अगर प्रिंट कर दे तो वी कुड हैव रिटन नॉर्मली प्रिंट ऑफ, प्रिंट ऑन एंड देन इनवैलिड, मतलब स्विच केस का क्या ज़रूरत था, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई आफ्टर ईच एंड एवरी केस दैट वी राइट, we need to terminate it also using a break condition. This break, as you know, it terminates a loop. In case of loops, we have seen the jumping statements break and continue. So break is a jumping keyword which stops the execution of a particular a conditional statement, be it loop, be it if. Oh, right. Then it stops, it terminates in between, and then directly it comes out of the entire conditional statement. That means this break will actually, this is the concept of break actually. Opening brace, if I write break and say some lines are written here and also after this, so compiler will execute this, and then if break is hit, it will just come to the last closing brace. That is the concept of break. So we can do that actually if case 0 is hit, so do the task of case 0 and then just get out from the switch, right? So this will actually solve out. Similarly, if case 1 is true, then execute case 1 and then just get out. And default के बाद actually we don't need to give any break statement, any break jumping statement, because default is the last condition. इसके बाद से directly closing brace ही hit हो रहा है. Getting my point? So that is how we actually execute. And now if I give, say suppose the value of pk is 0, say suppose I give value of pk as 0, so then it will, case 0 is true, case 0 is hit. See, it is like, मतलब जो भी वेरिएबल का वैल्यू होगा that case will be hit. अच्छा, there is a question I want to ask you. Before giving this break statement, अगर pk का वैल्यू 1 होता, so in that condition also will I execute case 0? No, actually no. If pk value is 1, so 1 which is matching with which case? So it is matching with case 1. It will ignore this case 0. Alright. So it is matching with case 1. अब case 1 के बाद जो भी है it will print, मतलब आउटपुट में आएगा on, and also default, default means invalid input, दोनों ही प्रिंट हुआ है. But it is true that if switch case, the variable का जो भी value होगा, only that case will be hit. Other than that, no case. इससे पहले अगर कुछ भी केस हो, that won't be hit. But हम ब्रेक किस लिए देते हैं? ब्रेक का फायदा इसी में है कि आफ्टर यू एग्जीक्यूट अ केस, डोंट एग्जीक्यूट द अदर केसेस आफ्टर दैट केस. अदर केसेस मतलब ये नहीं कि मैंने केस 1 दिया, इससे पहले केस 0 भी एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा. नॉट लाइक दैट. अगर मैंने पीके का वैल्यू 1 दिया, केस 1 विल एग्जीक्यूट, लेकिन अगर मैं ब्रेक स्टेटमेंट ना दूं तो डिफॉल्ट विल ऑल्सो एग्जीक्यूट, राइट? सो that is the concept of switch case. So in this case, now if I give 0, pk value अगर 0 होगा तो output will be off. So how is it executing? So pk is 0, so output case 0 is matched with pk 0, case 0 is matched, and then therefore this is print off, right? So this is matched, fine. And इसके बाद, so I am reading break is hit, break has also been hit. So if break has also been hit, what does break say? Get out from the switch statement. Just get out from the switch statement. And इसके बाद का line अब execute होते रहेगा. switch के बाद भी कुछ लिखा होगा, there is a program and there are many functions, so that will be executed. So this is about the switch statement. And say suppose if the value of pk is 1, so value of pk is 1, so is it matching with case 0? Pk is 1, so case 0 is not equal to 1, so not matched. Case 1, yes, 1 is matched with 1, so and therefore 1 is matched with 1, so execute case 1. Case 1 means on is printed, and then again break statement is hit. मतलब इस actually what does switch do? वेरिएबल का जो भी वैल्यू होगा उधर से the reading will be starting. The reading will start from the value of the variable where the case is matched. Got my point? So pk is 1, case 0 matched. No, not matched. So stop reading. Don't read these lines. But case 1 is matched. Case 1 is matched with 1. So start reading from here. So print on, and then break is hit. What does break say? Just get out from the switch statement. Just get out from this statement. मतलब अगर opening brace and closing brace is there, so break will directly push you to the closing brace. That is the concept of break keyword. Anywhere, be it loop, be it if else, just move out of that particular closing brace where the break is present. Fine. So just move out of the switch statement, that's all. And other than this, if I give any value, say pk is equal to, if I give now 4. So 4, case 0, is 0 matched with 4? No. So false. Therefore don't read from here. 1, is 1 matched with 4? No. So don't read here. So there is no case matched with, nothing is matched, and hence default will be checked. Default will always execute if no case is matched. Will always execute if no case is matched. Got my point? So if 4, then invalid input. Right? So this was a small example regarding switch case. अब प्रैक्टिकली ये चीज़ प्रोग्रामिंग में हम कहाँ पर यूज़ कर सकते हैं वो हम देखते हैं. अच्छा, बिफोर दैट लेट अस डिस्कस अ फ्यू पॉइंट्स अबाउट मतलब सी आप बोलोगे कि से सपोज ये पीके का जो काम था, पीके देन पावर ऑफ पावर ऑन, वी कुड हैव डन इट विथ इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट्स आल्सो, राइट? इफ एल्स लैडर एंड ऑल. तो सी actually many people say that switch case, actually if else ladder right? If else ladder can actually be also executed with if else statements. If else ladder problems can be solved using switch case. Fine. कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स ऐसे लगते हैं जैसे लाइक ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम. सो इफ we can just write ki grade A and grade B in this way, and say suppose we want to check if a triangle is isosceles equilateral. We will see various examples of switch case, but although this statement is actually partially true, not every time this is true. It is not that all if else ladder problems can be solved using switch case. तो switch case in switch इसके अंदर जो ब्रैकेट होता है, here you cannot use relational operators like equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and any relational operator which is used for comparing. You cannot use it inside the switch statement, which can be used inside the if statement. If statement में तो होता ही है, because inside if statement we can use relational operators, right? Actually the thing is that if statement checks for a boolean value, true or false. If checks a boolean value, true or false. If that inside that if condition, if that boolean value is true, then if statement execute the statement, right? If else में अगर confusion है, then watch my video on if else statement by Audige's computer class. Search it. You will get the full video on if else statements. So what you will see in any example of if else statement, it always uses a relational operator. If we have to check either a relational operator or say dot equals, that means it actually accepts a boolean value. It has to get at either true, it has to either get a true or a false value. But not so in case of switch statement. Switch statement just sees values. ये बात याद रखना, checks values and match it with case values. This is a very, very important point regarding switch statement. This is the first basic difference between if else statement and switch case statement. So it is a very wrong concept, although many books and many authors say that every if else. It is not every if else. Yeah, partially it is true that most if else ladder problems may be we can solve using switch case statements. Fine, but अगर मैं in general बात करूँ इस बात का कि if else ladder, it is not true. It is absolutely an incorrect statement. If else ladder problems can be always solved using switch case. No, in general it is a false statement. कभी भी don't go to this misconception. राइट तो अब सर मतलब कैसे समझ में कैसे आएगा कि इसको हम स्विच केस से कर भी सकते हैं या नहीं? आई मीन व्हाट इज दैट? आई मीन वेयर टू अप्लाई इफ एल्स लैडर, वेयर टू अप्लाई स्विच केस, राइट? तो एक बात हमेशा याद रखना, एक चीज, इट इज फॉर श्योर दैट एवरी स्विच केस स्टेटमेंट, जस्ट नोट इट डाउन दिस स्टेटमेंट, every switch case can be converted into an if else ladder. Every switch case can be converted to if-else ladder, but not the vice versa. This is the concept. You write any switch case statement that you will be able to solve it using if-else ladder. But it is not always true that you can solve an if-else ladder problem using switch case. Just I am showing you an example. Say suppose, अच्छा switch case हम कहाँ पर use कर सकते हैं? Say suppose, जैसे I have shown you that this power key concept, and say suppose we can check like conditions where the, say suppose I am checking diseases of people, right? Say suppose I am checking diseases of people. So in that case, say suppose a program is given to you. So checking the disease, we can just send them to the accurate doctors, right? So say suppose a program is given to you, accept a disease from user and suggest a doctor. So this can be solved using this, because see, the switching part is what you need to find, the switching part. Here in where do you use switch case? जहाँ पर कोई variable switch कर सकता है from one form to another. So in case of diseases, the variable which is accepting the diseases, it can switch from one disease to another because it depends upon the input, the disease input which the user can give, right? Say suppose I am taking a variable name as int, not int, disease का name कैसे number हो सकता है भाई? String disease. So string, say suppose disease, fine. And so switch disease, because disease can be switched, and yeah, definitely you need to take input here. मैं इधर लिख देता हूँ, take input of the disease variable from user. Obviously you need to take the input, that's the common sense. So switch disease, and disease names will be in string. So disease names up to accordingly you need to give the case. Right? So say suppose say the disease is case. I can write here a case. Say suppose my case is, a case can be like the, as I said, predetermined values of disease. So what can be the values of disease? Say there are many things: cancer, thalassemia, hemophilia, right? Then there is myopia, etc. So say suppose I am considering it is case is myopia. Say suppose myopia, case is myopia. And in this case, so say I am taking also a variable called doctor, or just I am just printing a message. See, other than printing, you can do many other tasks here, which I will be discussing in detail in my next video, upcoming video. But say for example, just to understand the concept here, after this case and then colon, right? Case, then the case which you are matching, and then colon. Here you need to actually write the tasks of the case till what you write the break. Okay, so here I am just printing. So visit ophthalmologist. Okay, fine. Just an example. And then obviously you need to break, otherwise for this disease only it will also send me to neurologist, it will also send me to oncologist, okay, it will also send me to cardiologist. So break statement is very important. And again say suppose there is a case, say suppose it is, we can say heart blockage, right? So in that case, print visit cardiologist. Okay, and so in this way there can be many other cases you can write here. So this is here break. In this way you can many other cases, and otherwise default, what can we say in default? Because say suppose the user is unable to predict the disease, होता ही है ना ऐसा. How will one know before visiting the doctor, any other specialist, how will one know what disease he or she is suffering from? So default we can just write here print visit a GP. So visit a general physician. So from there he or she will be able to predict the disease what he or she is suffering from, and then again this switch case will be run and then the doctor will be determined. So this is how it is. So say suppose if the value of disease is myopia, case value is myopia will be hit, myopia matched with myopia, this will be executed. Colon के बाद and before break you can use as many tasks, you can write as many tasks as possible. इसमें कोई mathematical operation भी हो सकता है, like a plus plus b plus plus whatever, depending upon the question. So that is how it works. Then break and then it will execute. So myopia will be matched and then break, so it will just throw you out of the switch statement, right? And again say suppose when heart blockage is given, heart blockage will be hit. So heart blockage, say suppose disease value is heart blockage. I'm just writing in short, actually you need to write in full. So it will be hit, and so this will be executed, and then break will throw you out of the switch statement. Fine, so that is how it executes. Now the last concept of switch case statement is that अब आप देखेंगे कि not all if else. अच्छा, इसको can I convert it into if else ladder statement? Yes, definitely yes. So see, if I can also write it in form of if else ladder, that if disease equal to myopia, if disease equal to myopia, then print visit ophthalmologist, right? Else if it is a heart blockage, then print whatever I have printed here, visit cardiologist, right? So in this way else if करके आप लिख सकते हो. So but actually we for our easiness इसीलिए switch case आया. इतने बार if else and then equal to is very hectic. So that is why switch case has come. So जहाँ पर आप you are actually switching, you are not comparing anything. Actually exactly if else में actually we are comparing, we are just making the comparison कि if disease is matching with this. But actually see the concept is that disease is switching from one disease to another. So where you are able to switch, you can use switch case. So switch case can be converted to if else ladder. So but if I consider the problem of triangles, which we have seen, the basic problem of if else ladder, if A equal to B and B equal to C, so the triangle is equilateral, right? Equilateral, you need to print it. I am just showing here. The triangle is equilateral. Else if A equal to B, or B equal to C, or C equal to A, then the triangle is isosceles, right? And then else, otherwise it is a scaling triangle, So now here, why am I saying that if-else ladder can be converted to switch case is a false statement, not always true. So this is an example. Here, if I say, can you convert this into a switch case statement? No. How can you convert? Because see, either triangle, if you want to see if a triangle is equilateral or isosceles or scaling, आप कंपेयर किए बिना आप कर ही नहीं सकते, राइट? आपको 3 साइड्स कंपेयर करना है, देन ओनली यू कैन से वेदर इट इज इक्विलेटरल और आइसोसेलेस और स्केलिंग. लेकिन स्विच में आप कैसे करोगे? ए इक्वल टू बी. अरे भाई, स्विच में हम केसेस मैच करते हैं ना, यूजिंग अ वेरिएबल वी मैच द केसेस. सो केस मतलब वेरिएबल का जो भी वैल्यू होगा दैट शुड मैच विद द केस. स्विच के अंदर इफ यू गिव ए इक्वल टू बी, तो दैट विल से अरे भैया क्या, व्हाट इज दिस? आई डू नॉट एक्सेप्ट एनी बुलियन वैल्यू, ट्रू और फॉल्स, आई जस्ट मैच विथ केसेस. मेरा जो भी स्विच का वैल्यू होगा, ओके, वेयर द चेंज इज ऑकरिंग, सो दैट चेंज्ड वैल्यू शुड मैच विथ अ केस, एंड देन ओनली. तो व्हाट इज दिस? यू आर जस्ट ए इक्वल टू बी, स्विच ए इक्वल. आप ऐसे मतलब कॉमन सेंस से भी स्विच ऐसे हो सकते हैं क्या? स्विच ए इक्वल टू बी, नॉट पॉसिबल एग्जैक्टली. सो that is the concept of switch case statement. I hope you like this video. So just remember, this is the concept. If else ladder, it cannot be always converted into switch case, but every switch case statement can be converted into an equivalent if else ladder concept. So that was the total concept of the switch case video. So hope you guys liked it. So thank you, take care of your family and take care of yourself too.